That which makes you think you are a human is not human. It is but a dimensionless point of consciousness, a conscious nothing. All you can say about yourself is I am. You are pure being, awareness, bliss. To realize that is the end of all seeking. You come to it when you see all you think yourself to be as mere imagination, and stand aloof in pure awareness of the transient as transient, imaginary as imaginary, unreal as unreal. It is not at all difficult, but detachment is needed. It is the clinging to the false that makes the true so difficult to see. Once you understand that the false needs time, and what needs time is false, you are near the reality, which is timeless, ever in the now. Eternity in time is mere repetitiveness, like the movement of a clock. It flows from the past into the future endlessly, an empty perpetuity. Reality is what makes the present so vital, so different from the past and future, which are merely mental. If you need time to achieve something, it must be false. The real is always with you. You need not wait to be what you are. Only you must not allow your mind to go out of yourself in search. When you want something, ask yourself, do I really need it? And if the answer is no, then just drop it. Nothing can make you happier than you are. All search for happiness is misery and leads to more misery. The only happiness worth the name is the natural happiness of conscious being. Experience leaves only memories behind and adds to the burden, which is heavy enough. You need no more experiences. The past ones are sufficient. And if you feel you need more, look into the hearts of people around you. You will find a variety of experiences which you would not be able to go through in 1,000 years. Learn from the sorrows of others and save yourself your own. It is not experience that you need, but the freedom from all experience. Don't be greedy for experience. You need none. To deal with yourself, you need nothing. Be what you are, conscious being, and don't stray away from yourself. You are not even a human being. You just are, a point of awareness, coextensive with time and space, and beyond both. The ultimate cause itself uncaused. If you ask me, "Who are you?" my answer would be, nothing in particular, yet I am. Every existence is my existence. Every consciousness is my consciousness. Every sorrow is my sorrow, and every joy is my joy. This is universal life. Yet, my real being, and yours too, is beyond the universe, and therefore beyond the categories of the particular and the universal. It is what it is, totally self-contained and independent. You must give yourself time to brood over these things. The old grooves must be erased in your brain without forming new ones. You must realize yourself as the immovable, behind and beyond the movable, the silent witness of all that happens. Destiny must fulfill itself. You will go through it without resistance, facing tasks as they come, attentive and thorough, both in small things and big. But the general attitude will be of affectionate detachment, enormous goodwill, without expectation of return, constant giving without asking. In marriage, you are neither the husband nor the wife. You are the love between the two. You are the clarity and kindness that makes everything orderly and happy. It may seem vague to you, but if you think a little, you will find that the mystical is most practical, for it makes your life creatively happy. Your consciousness is raised to a higher dimension from which you see everything much clearer and with greater intensity. You realize that the person you became at birth and will cease to be at death is temporary and false. You are not the sensual, emotional, and intellectual person, gripped by desires and fears. Find out your real being. What am I? Is the fundamental question of all philosophy and psychology. Go into it deeply. All that lives works for protecting, perpetuating, and expanding consciousness. This is the world's sole meaning and purpose. It is the very essence of yoga, ever raising the level of consciousness, discovery of new dimensions with their properties, qualities, and powers. seeker is he who is in search of himself. Soon he discovers that his own body he cannot be. Once the conviction, I am not the body, becomes so well grounded that he can no longer feel, think, and act for and on behalf of the body, he will easily discover that he is the universal being, knowing, acting, that in him and through him the entire universe is real, conscious, and active. This is the heart of the problem. Either you are body conscious and a slave of circumstances, or you are the universal consciousness itself and in full control of every event. Yet, consciousness, individual or universal, is not my true abode. I am not in it. It is not mine. There is no me in it. I am beyond. Though it is not easy to explain how one can be neither conscious nor unconscious, but just beyond. I cannot say that I am in God or I am God. God is the universal light and love, the universal witness. I am beyond the universal even. I am what I am, neither with form nor formless, neither conscious nor unconscious. I am outside all these categories. You cannot find me by mere denial. I am as well everything as nothing, nor both, nor either. These definitions apply to the Lord of the universe, not to me. I am complete and perfect. I am the beingness of being, the knowingness of knowing, and the fullness of happiness. You cannot reduce me to emptiness. I am offering you exactly what you need, awakening. You are not hungry, and you need no bread. You need cessation, relinquishing, disentanglement. What you believe you need is not what you need. Your real need, I know, not you. You need to return to the state in which I am, your natural state. Anything else you may think of is an illusion and an obstacle. Believe me, you need nothing except to be what you are. You imagine you will increase your value by acquisition. It is like gold imagining that an addition of copper will improve it. Elimination and purification, renunciation of all that is foreign to your nature is enough. All else is vanity. It is the mind that tells you that the mind is there. Don't be deceived. All the endless arguments about the mind are produced by the mind itself for its own protection, continuation, and expansion. Listen to what I keep on telling you and do not move away from it. Think of it all the time and of nothing else. Having reached that far, abandon all thoughts, not only of the world, but of yourself also. Stay beyond all thoughts in silent being awareness. It is not progress, for what you come to is already there in you, waiting for you. Experience, however sublime, is not the real thing. By its very nature, it comes and goes. Self-realization is not an acquisition. It is more in the nature of understanding. Once arrived at, it cannot be lost. On the other hand, consciousness is changeful, flowing, undergoing transformation from moment to moment. Do not hold on to consciousness and its contents. Consciousness held ceases. To try to perpetuate a flash of insight or a burst of happiness is destructive of what it wants to preserve. What comes must go. The permanent is beyond all comings and goings. Go to the root of all experience, to the sense of being. Beyond being and not being lies the immensity of the real. Try and try again. Tirelessly, I draw their attention to the one incontrovertible fact, that of being. Being needs no proofs. It proves all else. If only they go deeply into the fact of being and discover the vastness and the glory to which the I Am is the door, and cross the door and go beyond, their life will be full of happiness and light. Believe me, the effort needed is as nothing when compared with the discoveries arrived at. There is such a way, open to all, on every level, in every walk of life. Everybody is aware of himself. The deepening and broadening of self-awareness is the royal way. Call it mindfulness, or witnessing, or just attention. It is for all. None is unripe for it, and none can fail. No doubt, striving for the improvement of the world is a most praiseworthy occupation. Done selflessly, it clarifies the mind and purifies the heart. But soon man will realize that he pursues a mirage. Local and temporary improvement is always possible, and was achieved again and again under the influence of a great king or teacher. But it would soon come to an end, leaving humanity in a new cycle of misery. It is the nature of all manifestation that the good and the bad follow each other and in equal measure. The true refuge is only in the unmanifested. Are you not advising escape? On the contrary, the only way to renewal lies through destruction. You must melt down the old jewelry into formless gold before you can mold a new piece. Only the people who have gone beyond the world can change the world. It never happened otherwise. The few whose impact was long-lasting were all knowers of reality. Reach their level, and then only talk of helping the world. It is not the rivers and mountains that we want to help, but the people. There is nothing wrong with the world, but for the people who make it bad. Go and ask them to behave. Desire and fear make them behave as they do. Exactly. As long as human behavior is dominated by desire and fear, there is not much hope. And to know how to approach people effectively, you must yourself be free of all desire and fear. Certain basic desires and fears are inevitable, such as are connected with food, sex, and death. These are needs, and as needs, they are easy to meet. Even death is a need. Having lived a long and fruitful life, you feel the need to die. Only when wrongly applied, desire and fear are destructive. By all means, desire the right and fear the wrong. But when people desire what is wrong and fear what is right, they create chaos and despair. What is right and what is wrong? Relatively, what causes suffering is wrong. What alleviates it is right. Absolutely, what brings you back to reality is right, and what dims reality is wrong. When we talk of helping humanity, we mean a struggle against disorder and suffering. You merely talk of helping. Have you ever really helped a single man? Have you ever put one soul beyond the need of further help? Can you give a man character based on full realization of his duties and opportunities at least, if not on the insight into his true being? When you do not know what is good for yourself, how can you know what is good for others? It is you that need my body to talk to you. I am not my body, nor do I need it. I am the witness only. I have no shape of my own. You are so accustomed to thinking of yourselves as bodies having consciousness that you just cannot imagine consciousness as having bodies. Once you realize that bodily existence is but a state of mind, a movement in consciousness, that the ocean of consciousness is infinite and eternal, and that when in touch with consciousness, you are the witness only, you will be able to withdraw beyond consciousness altogether. We are told there are many levels of existence. Do you exist and function on all the levels? While you are on earth, are you also in heaven? I am nowhere to be found. I am not a thing to be given a place among other things. All things are in me, but I am not among things. You are telling me about the superstructure, while I am concerned with the foundations. The superstructures rise and fall, but the foundations last. I am not interested in the transient, while you talk of nothing else. The Bhagavad Gita says, "The sword does not cut it." It is literally so. It is in the nature of consciousness to survive its vehicles. It is like fire. It burns up the fuel, but not itself. Just like a fire can outlast a mountain of fuel, so does consciousness survive innumerable bodies. Be aware of being conscious and seek the source of consciousness. That is all. Very little can be conveyed in words. It is doing what I tell you that will bring light, not my telling you. The means do not matter much. It is the desire, the urge, the earnestness that counts. You can see both the image and the mirror. You are neither. Who are you? Don't go by formulas. The answer is not in words. The nearest you can say in words is, I am what makes perception possible. The life beyond the experiencer and his experience. Learn to separate yourself from the image and the mirror. Keep on remembering, I am neither the mind nor its ideas. Do it patiently and with conviction, and you will surely come to the direct vision of yourself as the source of being, knowing, loving, eternal, all-embracing, all-pervading. You are the infinite, focused in a body. Now you see the body only. Try earnestly, and you will come to see the infinite only. All experience is necessarily transient, but the ground of all experience is immovable. Nothing that may be called an event will last, but some events purify the mind and some stain it. Moments of deep insight and all-embracing love purify the mind. while desires and fears, envy and anger, blind beliefs and intellectual arrogance pollute and dull the psyche. Is self-realization so important? Without it, you will be consumed by desires and fears, repeating themselves meaninglessly in endless suffering. Most people do not know that there can be an end to pain. But once they have heard the good news, obviously, going beyond all strife and struggle is the most urgent task that can be. You know that you can be free, and now it is up to you.